Hey friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these super cute crochet vine armbands. For materials, I am working with a 2.25 hook, which is very small. If you don't like working with that small or you don't have that size, you're more than welcome to work with any size you want. Just keeping in mind that everything will be larger, and if you want it to look exactly like mine, 2.5 hook. Besides that, I will be using some medium weight acrylic yarn by Loops and Thread. It is a level 4. Besides that, all you're going to need is some scissors. And if you prefer a written pattern, I do have those available on my Etsy and Ravelry. And if you ever have any questions or concerns, always feel free to reach out. So in step 1, we're going to create the band. You're just going to make a chain that fits around right above your elbow and reaches to the back. It doesn't have to fully close because we are going to make strings, but just so it fully goes around to the back. So first we need our slip knot. Over, under, grab the second, pull the strings. So to reach around my arm, I will be chaining 35. So that is what mine looks like. You're then going to chain 1 for your turning chain, and you're going to skip that one and go into the next one with a single crochet. And then we're just going to work single crochets all the way along, keeping them pretty loose. You don't want this to be really tight, so just pulling it up a little bit and going all the way across. Here we are coming up on the edge. We are working all the way down to that last stitch, so into there, chain 1, turn your work, and right into that last single crochet right there, you're just going to work single crochets all the way back. The exact same into every one, single crochet, and I will meet you when we are at the other end. And here we are coming up at the edge of row 2, going right into that last stitch. Chaining 1 and turning your work. And now we are going to repeat row 2 more times for a total of 4. So single crochet all the way across, chain 1, single crochet all the way across, chain 1. So this is what the 4 rows and chain 1 looks like. You're now going to turn it to the short side, and right into that first stitch, like right there, you're going to do a slip stitch. And then you're going to do a slip stitch in the next one. And now we're going to make the strings that you tie together around your arm. So I'm going to do 25. Like so. And now I'm going to slip stitch all the way back down. Skipping that one, right into this one. Slip stitch, all the way back down to the bottom. You're then going to slip stitch into the next free chain. So we just went into there. We did our chain out of there. So now we're going to go into the next one right here. Slip stitch one more over, and then slip stitch right into that very corner, chain 1, and tie it off. So that's what our one side looks like, and we're just going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So honestly, what I find the easiest is, like, this string is already attached here, so to save less weaving in time, I just tie my string to this string, and now I can just pull that through, and now we'll just repeat on this side. We will slip stitch into the next, slip stitch into the next, chain 25, and slip stitching all the way back down again, and then slip stitch into the next, slip stitch into the corner, one more into the top, chain 1, and tie it off. This is what the band looks like all done. Now would be a good time to try it on, make sure it works, and we're going to jump right into the vines. Taking our lighter vine color, I'm going to attach it to the band. The way I like to do that is I just create a slip knot and take it off into the second chain, so 1, 2, right on the edge there. You're going to go through, grab your loop, and pull so just your loop is through, not the knot, and then pull over so it is connected. So first we are going to do the vine with our leaves. So you are going to chain 13, like that, skipping 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, into that 4th with a slip stitch, like that, and then chain 13, skipping our first 3, 1, 2, 3, into the 4th with a slip stitch. And that's the exact pattern we are repeating all the way down. Chain 13, skip 3 into the 4th with a slip stitch, and repeat. Now you're going to want to try this on, and it's going to go crisscross down your arm, and you want it to reach until it hits like your knuckle right here. And I'll show you what mine looks like when it reaches that length. So this is what mine looks like on, and we've just twisting it around and around. When it comes up to the finger, I've got my little leaf right there, and that's where it's going to end. So now we just need to chain enough to go around this finger to make a little loop. I'm going to do 12, and then you slip stitch back to the chain right below the leaf, so it creates a little circle, and you just want to make sure that your finger can fit in the circle. And once it fits, you can chain one and tie it off. And the way you twist it and want it on your hand is really up to you. That is what it looks like all finished with our first vine. Now we're going to take our dark vine color, make our slip knot, and we are attaching it to the opposite side. So if we lay it flat, we have this vine going out that way. So on this side, second chain in, 1, 2, through here, pull the loop through, pull it all through. And all we're gonna do for this, just a simple chain with no leaves, make it as long as this one. So I'm just gonna start chaining. There, I finished my chain, and if we check, I just take it like this and run them both together. That is pretty spot on. Then I'm just going to chain the exact same amount for the finger. Chain one and tie it off. And this is what it is looking like with all the vines done. Look how cute that is already. And I love how sturdy it feels. She's on there. She's not going anywhere. So the last thing that we need to make is our flowers. So I'm going to take my color, and for this we're starting with a magic ring. So I like to hold my 3 fingers and go around to create an X. At the top it's got the 2. I go under 1. Grab the second and twist it. Then you're going to go back under and grab the string again and pull out so you have a big hole. And now we are going to be working our petals into the magic ring. So we are going to chain 2, 1 double crochet into the magic ring, 1 more double crochet into the magic ring, chain 2, and then slip stitch into the magic ring. And that's what 1 petal looks like, so we need 5 in total. So we're going to repeat that exact pattern of chain 2, 2 double crochets into the magic ring, chain 2, slip stitch back together. I'll show you guys just one more time. We're going to chain 2, 2 double crochets into the magic ring, chain 2, slip stitch together. So you're just going to do that exact same thing 2 more times. We have 3, we need 5, and I will come back when that is done. So here we are coming up on that last petal. We have 5. I'm doing my last slip stitch into there, and then you can take this string and close it tight. That actually looks like a little flower now. As you can see, we just need to connect these 2 parts together. So once you've slip stitched into the magic ring, you're then just going to slip stitch into that second chain of the first petal. Slip stitch those together, chain 1, and you can tie it off. And then making sure that is nice and closed, as you can see. So whichever way this string, you can see it's on the bottom this side. So what I'm going to do is go up through the center and grab the string that we just tied off and bring it down. As you can see from the top, the strings are away and both the strings are on, and you can just leave those because that's how we're going to tie it on. So that is how you make the flower. I'm making 5 for my armbands, but that is obviously up to preference. I'm also going to be doing 3 pink, 2 purple. I'm going to go away and make 4 more flowers, and then I will come back and show you how we assemble it all together. And once I have all 5 of my flowers, I just like to put on my band, as I find this is the best way to like place them. I'm only attaching them onto the dark green string and just placing them along where I would like. If you would prefer to put it on and then kind of put stitch markers along where you want them to go, that works as well. But I honestly just find it easy to put it on, take a flower, just kind of start tying them like where you want them while it's on. I feel like it just saves time of having to put stitch markers on, take it off, put them on, put it back on. And you just want to make sure that you're like really tying it on there. Once I've tied it like 3 or 4 times, I just cut the yarn really close, grab my next flower, and I want her here. And that's all we're gonna do with all the flowers. And you can just place them wherever you want. I have my first 2 there, just like that. And I'm gonna come back when they're all done. And we did it. This is what they look like. If you tie them loose to the string, you can like move them around to place where you would like, which is very handy. Also with these strings at the back here, I just like to tuck them into the armband. And yeah, that's how you create these super cute vine wraps. I hope this was super helpful. Again, if you prefer a written pattern, I do have that linked below. If you ever have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. And stay tuned for next week, because I'll be making matching leg wraps. Bye!